Please join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Almighty and ever gracious God, we thank you for this day, and Lord, we just thank you for allowing us to come together this evening, and we invite the presence of your Holy Spirit to be here with us as we hear reports, as the council members take care of some business, and as questions and conversation and discussions take place. God is in all these things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, thank you. All right, so the council has reviewed the agenda. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda? All right.
I'd like to add new business, the discussion of the changing of meeting dates to the second and fourth Thursday.
All right, so you're making a motion to add discussion of changing the dates of our meetings to the second and fourth Thursday of the month.
Instead of the first and third, yes.
Is there a second for that?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And is the rest of the agenda then approved? Look for a motion to approve. There's no further additions or corrections.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the rest of the agenda.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? And I assume you had the opportunity to review the minutes from our June 4th meeting. And I will look for any discussion, or if not, then approval of those minutes.
I'll make a motion for approval of minutes for June 4th, 2026.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second to approve the minutes from June the 4th, 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then, that I need to read is from, on June the 4th, 2026, at 6:29 p.m., the mayor and council voted unanimously to enter into a closed session pursuant to Maryland General Provision Article 3-305B1 to discuss the process for interviewing and hiring a new chief of police and to conduct an administrative task not subject to the Open Meetings Act. At 7:02 p.m., the mayor and council voted unanimously to end the closed session and to return to the open session. No votes regarding the chief of police hiring process were taken in closed session, and no decisions were made in open session. The meeting was adjourned by unanimous vote at 7:02 p.m. We don't have any public presentations, committee reports. The annual report that you have before you tonight is from the Planning and Zoning Commission, and it's there for you to review. And if you have any comments forward to the commission, essentially what it is talking about is the any new residential structures that were built within the town in 2025. So when you get a chance to take a look at that, please review it, and we can discuss it later, or give your comments to the planning board if you have it. Town manager report.
Okay.
Did you miss the attorney statement?
It's only
I
if
read
needed.
that.
Number 5.
That was what I read, thank you, at the beginning.
Should
The
specify
Civic
probably.
Civic Plus notification. The system is expected to be ready and implemented during the first week of July. Right now, staff is mandatory to take that training, so we're trying to line that up for next week. E-Code continues to work on updating our town code and integrating the updated codes into the town's website. The town continues to do the recruitment process for the chief of police. Applications have been received and reviewed, and the interviews are being scheduled. Staff is coordinating with experienced law enforcement professionals to assist with the candidate's evaluation process. Staff have coordinated the transfer of surplus vehicles and equipment to Curtis Andrew Auction. Their address is 25631 Auction Road in Bettelsburg. A list of the items scheduled for auction will be posted on the town's website for public view, and that should be done by Monday. The Planning Commission convened on June 17th. There is currently 2 vacancies on the Planning Commission, so if you're interested, please reach out to Jamie Farrell-Rossing at Town Hall. Finances, the fiscal year 24 and 25 audits are currently underway and are anticipated to be completed within the next several months. Following the completion of those audits, the town will begin the preparation for the fiscal year 26 audit, which is due October of 2026. For grants, so we have filed a grant with Caroline Foundation to help support the Greensboro Youth Basketball Program, which serves over 130 Caroline County youths. We've also applied for the Sustainable Communities Designation Renewal Application Grant. I have been notified that our application will be sent up for approval. We've also filled out the applications for the state aid for the police protection grant as well for the town of Greensboro Police Department. So I want to thank the staff, our volunteers, and sponsors for helping make the 2026 Fishing Derby a success. The event welcomed 117 youth participants and provided a great day of outdoor recreation and community engagement. Aaron's Place will be doing a food giveaway that's going to be held at Greensboro Elementary School on June the 25th from 9 to 12. Volunteers are still needed. We will be doing another campaign for the Hometown Hero Flags. It will be conducted starting July 1st through August 31st. The Greensboro Volunteer Fire Department has graciously agreed to partner with the town in administering the program and will assist with the collection of application fees and payments. Applications will be available on the Town Hall website as well as at Town Hall. The Greensboro Volunteer Fire Department Carnival will be held on July the 7th through the 11th. Fireworks will be held on July the 10th. And the annual Kids in the Park event will be held on July 17th from 12 to 3 at the Choptank River Park. The annual car show will be held on August the 29th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. All those proceeds go to the Greensboro Youth Basketball Program. And I wanted to make a recommendation that our July 2nd meeting that we're going to be having be switched to a workshop. We've got over 25 policies and ordinances to review. After MML, I sat down and looked at our policies, and there's a lot of policies missing, so I rewrote those and sent them to legal for their input. So we will need to look at that. So that's a suggestion on my part that we spend the time reviewing all of those and coming up with recommendations.
All right. How does the council feel about changing the meeting on July the 2nd from a regular meeting to a workshop?
Sure. I'm okay with that.
All right, would somebody like to make a motion to approve that, please?
I'll make a motion to change the July 2nd town council meeting to a workshop.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor? Opposed? All right, motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you. And of course,
I just have one question. I thought you were finished.
Sure.
If somebody wants to volunteer for the food giveaway, is there somebody they should reach out to or just show up?
if they can show up, but if they reach out to Julie in Town Hall here, she can help assist in getting them where they need to go. So also, we participated in the MML, which is Maryland Municipal League Summer Conference. I know the mayor went, and I know Commissioner Ernest went, and myself. I was able to attend 14 different events. I did an outline for you all of everything that I attended. I'll be providing all of the backup documentation that I was able to receive during these events, and I'll be sending those over to you either this evening or tomorrow. Just for your information to see, what was discussed. And then, like I said, some of these ideas I've already put into policies for us to move forward with.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for the town manager? No? All right, so we'll go into public comment. Public works, I'm sorry, I forgot. It only says public comment on your
All right. Some things that we've been up to have been, we met with DBF, go over to GIS on the water lines, mapped out some areas that were either missed or needed some more attention. So that should be fixed within the near future, and then hopefully we get that map live. We met with critical area about some erosion down at the Choptank River Park, and came up with a plan to attack that. A lot of it is we're going to be planting some deep-rooted grass, and it will not be cut as much as it has been. Instead of a weekly basis, it probably won't be cut 2 to 3 times a year. And we decommissioned all the police vehicles for the surplus sale, got them all ready and took them down. We had one call out in Goldsboro. It was actually on the homeowner side. All the E1s are in, they're stored away. Hobbs Street water tower has been painted, completely done. Everything's signed off on that. We also, this past week, we actually had it scheduled for a washout, so it's been washed out. It's filling back up. Once it gets filled, the back T sample will be turned into the lab, and as long as everything's good, it'll be put back online. Some projects that we're working on, the Jesse Sutton Park, we had a meeting with the planning board to work on some prices that they wanted to get done, but due to inflation costs, some of the priorities of the parks kind of changed up a little bit. So the main thing is the road in the parking area, the playground, and it's going to be a little bit smaller for the first phase, and we got to put down the PIP rubber, which is for handicap accessible. At the Choptank River Park, the 16K grant that we were awarded, everything has been ordered within the time frame, and we actually got confirmation today that we can go ahead and move forward with the pavers for the kayak launch that will be going in next year. So next week we'll be having the pavers installed to get that done before the end of the fiscal year.
I have a question about the decommissioned police vehicles for surplus. What does that mean exactly? Do we have extras?
Yeah, there were 7 police vehicles, and some of them were supposed to be sold a few years ago.
Oh.
And so in order to decommission them, we had to take out all the lettering. There was some equipment that was purchased through ARPA funds and everything that we could not get rid of. All the cages had to come out, and seats had to get put back in.
You know, there was a fair amount of equipment, Kim, that we've accumulated over the years, and the council has been trying for about a year now to get all this together so that we could sell it, if we're not using it, and try to get a little bit of money for the town, put it back. So we took it down to public auction. That way, if anybody's interested in buying any of the equipment, we certainly go down to the public auction and out of the American Corner, I guess everybody knows where that is, and buy it. And if you haven't been down to the park, the Choptank River Park, I would encourage you to go down there. It is absolutely beautiful right now. And I would like to see us come up with some ideas and ways to better utilize that area. I've seen people down there walking the dog throwing the ball, and kids playing, and people fishing. And it's really wonderful that we have that area, and so we need to better utilize it. Do you have any idea when the new gazebo might show up down there?
It's been ordered, the plans have been approved, just waiting on it to be built. So when they bring it down, being it's so large, they bring it down in like 6 pieces.
Oh.
So they installed it. So hopefully within the next few weeks, I can touch base with them, get back to you on that.
Okay. And I saw where you have a day where you're going to go out with your crew and try to improve the looks of the sidewalks in town by trying to get rid of some of the weeds and grass that's growing on the sidewalk. Do you have a date in mind, or are you looking for volunteers to do that?
Always looking for volunteers on that. So there's some parts of these sidewalks just down, we'll take Sunset for example. There's some of them that the grass is basically overlapped so bad that it's only about a 2-foot walking area instead of the 4 to 5 feet area. So our goal is to start the first week of July. There's no time frame on it's weather permitting, and of course, you know, depending on emergencies, stuff like that.
And really, the landowner is supposed to be maintaining that sidewalk in front of their property. So this is just an effort on our part, from the town's point of view, to try to get them looking good. So if we're in front of your house and you can come out and help us out, that would be greatly appreciated. And once we get it, make it looking nice, then hopefully it'll be easier for the residents to maintain that. I think that's a great idea for coming up with. Now we go to public comment. All right. First one on the list is Thomas Riley. Come up, please. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Thomas Riley, Hillsborough, Maryland. I got a citation from the photo system over there by the Greensboro School back in 12/30/25 at 4:27 in the morning. So during that period of time, I don't believe there was much school going on between Christmas and New Year's, and I was in violation. So I went ahead and I used the U.S. mail. I didn't use any of the other stuff. I used the U.S. mail. So the U.S. mail, my payment was late. My payment was posted by my bank March 2nd, 2026. The due date on this fine was 2/8/26. So I was late. Just recently, I had a notice of delinquency, and the notice of delinquency was that the fine wasn't paid. And I had called them up to talk to them about the fine. And they said, oh, we received your payment of $40. And I have a copy of my check here. But it was a late fee charged. But there's nothing on this second notice of delinquency of any late fee. It says that the fine was not paid. The fine was paid because I sent them a copy of my check as well just recently. So this second notice is due 6/21, a couple more days. But it's already in the mail. I sent them a copy of the delinquency and my payment. And I came back to the town office and talked to the clerk, and they couldn't find a late fee payment schedule. They said that the police officers or the police department might have something on their computer for late payment fees. And so I didn't send them any money this time, but they're looking for the same payment as what I paid them once before. This notice of delinquency also indicates the same citation number that's on my check and on my payment.
What time did you say you got with the ticket violation? What time was it? 4:30 in the morning, did you tell me?
No, 4:27 p.m.
Oh, okay.
12:30. So I think school was probably out anyway.
Well,
No
the
school.
camera operates until 6 p.m., no, 8 p.m., 6 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. at night. And so that's state law. We don't set the parameters of that.
Okay.
We also don't collect the money. The company that we deal with is the one that collects the money. You can talk to the town manager after the meeting or make an appointment to meet with her. Maybe we can help you with that.
Well, I already paid the fine.
Okay.
I don't have any problem paying the fine. I was in violation. I
Okay.
understand that. But what I don't agree with is the fact that there is no indication on the second notice of any late fee. It says they want me to pay the fine again, it sounds like to me. It's the same citation number. Do you guys have a late fee schedule? Have you authorized that as a commission board for the police department to indicate there's a late fee schedule? Because that's what they were telling me when I called them on the phone.
So, as I understand it, the late fee schedule for the town, in fact, I think we're going to discuss that later on tonight in the meeting.
I see you have something on here about 2% late fee.
Yeah.
Well, you look at 2% of $40 is $8, not $40.
Well,
You'll see me afterwards. I can
yeah.
help.
Okay. Well, I've come to the clerk's office a couple times, but
I just got back, but I'll talk to you after the meeting.
okay. 'Cause
And
I want to do the right thing, I'm doing the right thing, but I don't want the MVA, the Maryland Motor Vehicle, to put a tag on my car or my license or something saying I didn't pay my fine.
The problem is you're dealing with the company that we have contracted with to handle it, and so we'll try to help you as much as we can to work your way through that, because you shouldn't, if you've already paid, you shouldn't have a late fee in the second fee.
Well, they didn't send a late fee, they sent me a delinquents of payment, and it's kind of irritating.
Yeah, no, I can help you.
But have you authorized any late fee schedule for the police department for this? For the photo enforcement program?
Not that I'm aware of, unless it's
Okay,
in the
all right.
contract with Red Speed, which is a provider.
Okay, so you need to talk to them, that they're telling me that you have a late fee schedule somewhere, and
Okay.
I couldn't find
All
it.
right, we'll try to work with you on that, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
The next one is Michelle, is it Raybert?
Raybert.
Raybert,
Very good.
thank you.
Most people mispronounce that. Hello. I am Michelle Raybert, and I am running for Maryland delegate here in District 36. I wanted to come tonight to introduce myself and tell you why I'm running. I think that the government has really kind of, especially in Annapolis, has really lost touch with the people. So I'm running to reconnect the people with that state government. Especially here on the Eastern Shore, a lot of legislation that is passed in Annapolis is one size fits all. That really doesn't fit us over here. So I am making it a point to make sure that any legislation will be reviewed by the municipalities, the counties in the district before I say okay to anything. Which is one of the reasons why I'm here tonight. The other reason why I'm here tonight is to listen, because how am I going to know what's important to these constituents without sitting here in all of these municipal meetings and listening? And I've been to 8 of them so far, so I hope I can get your vote. And I will leave some business cards just right over here. I know I'm not supposed to hand anything out, so thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for coming, and good luck. All right, that's all we have for public comment. So, moving into old business, paving bid. So you want to bring us up to speed on where we are with those, please?
All right. So after the last meeting, went through and looked at every paving contract again, reached out to some third parties to get some pricing on the compaction testing. So with that, which asphalt services, they use a third party company. They have in the past used Geotechnology Associates. DMV Paving, they basically just said that they would hire an outside agency, and same with Bramble, they would hire an outside agency. They try to do a lot of theirs in-house. So I reached out to Geotechnology Associates. They gave me a price of $750 a day if the town were to hire them. Project this size should take about 3 to 5 days, weather permitting. That would be between $2,250 to $3,750. The other company I reached out to was John D. Haynes and Associate. They gave a price of $675 a day if the town was to hire them, which would be $2,025 to $3,375. The third company reached out to the Geotechnical Laboratories. They stop in Queen Anne's County, and there was actually a fourth one, EBA Engineering. There was no response on them. So after considering the council's remarks and trying to get the information for them as much as possible, my recommendation would be that we go with Asphalt Services and use John D. Haynes and Associate as the third party to do the compaction testing.
Can somebody explain to me what compaction testing is, even on
Yeah, so when you compact asphalt, it's got to be, in Maryland, it's got to be I think it's 92 or 95% compacted. So they will actually bore holes to make sure that when they're rolling it, it's compacted the way it's supposed to. And then they actually will do a report for us to show that everything's been done properly.
Well, I know that there was some discussion at the last meeting on whether or not the compaction testing was even warranted or needed, given we were doing municipal roads that don't generally get a lot of heavy traffic, the heavy trucks and so forth and so on. Were you able to reach out to anybody else in the industry or any of our cohorts to see if they require the compacting testing? I mean, if we don't need to do it, it's a lot of money spent that we don't need to spend. If we need to do it, then we should.
So I reached out to a neighboring town. They said that they do not do it, but that is a good practice that they are going to start implementing.
So if we're going to be paving multiple streets, we should set a minimum standard, and that should be part of the standard.
And it's I know you were saying it's a lot of money, but so the John Haynes, that is for up to a 10-hour day that they will be out here, and that includes all their testing equipment and everything.
They're reputable company. So you're recommending Asphalt Services and John Haynes for your independent compaction testing?
Yes.
I make a motion we accept the Public Works Director's recommendation.
I think there was one other question during the last meeting, something about the materials.
Yep.
Okay, did you answer?
Yep, so it would be CR6 that they would be putting in there, and there was one of the other companies, I think it was Bramble, I did not write that down here, they would definitely use wedges and everything to make sure that there was no sinkholes forming.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor by Commissioner Berulia to accept the recommendation made by our Public Works Supervisor. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll make a second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll look for a vote to approve. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Who was keeping the millings, Brandon? That was also a question.
All right, the next agreement is the Public Works Agreement between Caroline County and the Town of Greenville for the extension of the municipal sewer.
Okay, so the only question, this was raised at the last meeting, was actually the number of EDUs. We have since got the engineer's report from Jamie Beachy indicating it is 1. That adjustment has been changed on here. Also, the original agreement presented said quarterly billing. It's been changed to monthly billing as it should.
Okay.
We just need an approval from council.
Are there any other questions from the council?
That's the only one we had.
All right.
I make a motion we accept the agreement.
All right, so I have a motion on the floor made by Commissioner Berulia that we accept the agreement with Caroline County and the town agreement for extension of municipal sewer service. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, second by Commissioner Noon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. All right, under new business. Oh, we have the 2% late payment finance charge. Town manager would like to bring you up to speed on that.
So this is a fee that's been on our books for a while. I went to go back to find out when it was halted. Looks like it was stopped right around COVID. I went back and looked at the meeting minutes and so forth. I can't find where the council ever approved that, but at some point, the late payment finance charge rate was stopped. So, correct. So this is for the utility bills. Currently, there is no incentive to pay on the due date. So you have the due date, and then it's extended for another 14 days before the shut-offs are done. So, in looking at this, I wanted to start utilizing this again, and that's going to be through the next billing cycle, because we just did a billing cycle, so it's starting in September. It works out to, I think it's $6.75. Yeah. That would be a late fee, but it would hopefully encourage people to pay their utility bill on the due date instead of extending it the additional 14 days. You know, I couldn't find anything. So at some point it got stopped during 2020 and was not utilized again.
So you need a motion?
So I would look for a motion to reinstitute the late fee charges schedule as presented from the town manager.
I make a motion to reinstitute the late payment finance charge.
It's 2% per month, correct?
Per month, that's what I was thinking.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Brilliant, second by Commissioner Noon. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, pickup truck.
Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Brandon, being he's the one that got the bids.
All right, so as we discussed on the FY26 budget, we factored in 17 grand to go towards a new truck. So one truck that we've had, it's been an F-150. It's been giving us a lot of trouble. We've had it in and out of the shop numerous times. We are looking to go ahead and trade it in. Got 3 competitive bids, one from Denton Ford, them selling the vehicle at $30,100. They would give us 14 grand as a trade-in. Final cost would be 16,100. Waldorf Ford gave a selling price of $29,199. Trade-in value at 13,000. Final cost 16,199. Partridge Ford came in at 31,719. Trade-in value of 15,000. Final cost 16,719. This is just a bare minimum truck. There was nothing but lights. The truck that we're trying to get is a 2026 Ford Maverick crew cab. Something easy on gas, especially for being around town here. So looking, it would be Oxford white, the same color as the vehicles are now.
This first bid for Denton Ford says a 2016.
No,
That's the customer trade. The vehicle's in the right corner.
So you guys are going to be testing, is this going to be like a regular work truck? I mean, it's a little tight. This is like a, it's so big.
Yeah, so considering that we only had 17,000, the truck that I'm currently driving is only getting 6.8 miles per gallon in town. So we're in a,
I understand that, but your truck
Utilize
also
it.
pushes snow and does a lot of things. You're not going to be able to do that.
so the truck that we're getting rid of, so I currently do not hook up a plow to my truck because I'm usually in the skid steer. The guys are in the plow truck. So the truck that we're trading in currently has not been set up for any kind of snow removal. It's just a regular F-150 single cab. So all we're doing is just,
You're going with a little truck like that and use this for code enforcement,
yes,
and that'll meet your needs.
yes.
Okay.
Just want to add one more thing too. So for the fiscal year 26 budget, you all had budgeted $17,000 for that. So what's before you is for you all just to select the bid.
Correct. So which bid are you recommending?
Yeah, they're all within a couple $100 from each other. I recommend Denton Ford.
All right. So I will look for a motion to accept the Public Works Supervisor's recommendation to accept the bid submitted by Denton Ford in the amount of $16,100.
I'll make a motion to accept the Denton's Ford bid.
I'll second it.
Motion and second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next thing on the agenda is the 2025 annual drinking water quality report. This is here for your review. I don't know if you had any chance to go through it yet or not. But if you have not, please take the chance to read through it. If you have any questions, you bring it up at the next meeting. And this is available to the public online.
Yes. Yeah, if you have any concerns, we passed. There is no issues here. There's also additional information in reference to the PFAS monitoring requirements. Because they went back and used information from 2023. I was concerned about that. So they provided the recommendations showing that they could go back that far to use those recommendations. So I wanted you all to have that as well to be able to look that over.
Anybody have any questions at this time? We'll move on to the Susquehanna contract.
So this is the new contract. It's for 1 year. There has been some modifications changed here. I had asked that they put in the information about the nitrates and getting those levels down. They have to be maintained at least 4 for us to be able to apply for some grant money that's up to about $35,000. So that's been added. Legal has reviewed the contract. We have made some changes. Like I said, this would be just for 1 year.
And I haven't had a chance to read it, so all the fees, if there's any fees that's on them.
Yes.
And you did say they would look at it.
Yes. I think, Jen, you looked at it, right? The Susquehanna one? Yeah.
Are these your additions in the blue?
Yes, that's where we added in reference to the grant money that we could get as long as they could get those nitrates down.
And the price to this is an increase of $860 a month from the last contract. On that, correct?
Yeah, I thought they waived it. I don't know.
Well, in 5.1, it has 21,277, and that's had a line through it, 22,137, so I'm assuming,
That was the amount that was already agreed to begin July 1, 2026. So we just deleted the sentences that would feel redundant because it would be July 1.
so they waived the 2% that they were going to.
Correct.
They did.
Okay, all right. Any other questions? For those in the audience know what we're talking about, this is the contract for the wastewater treatment provider that takes care of our wastewater treatment. All right, so then if there's no further discussion, I will look for a motion to approve to accept the contract, the agreement with Susquehanna Operational Services, LLC, regarding the operations of the agreement for facilities for the year, upcoming year.
I'll make a motion to accept the contract. Susquehanna means there's no cost increase. So if there's no cost increase, I make a motion we accept the Susquehanna Operational Services contract for 1 year.
All right, the motion made by Commissioner Brilliant. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second is made by Commissioner Noon. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the motion is carried.
And the only other thing that I have, I added to the agenda.
Correct, so we can go ahead with that.
So I'd like to have us at least consider between now and the next meeting, changing our meeting nights from, instead of the first and third Thursday, to the second and fourth. It'd still be Thursdays, we would just be the second Thursday and the fourth Thursday instead of the first and third. Still 2 meetings a month.
One of my clients, I have a council meeting the second week of the month.
This is for discussion and then
Yeah,
you'll
just
approve
think
it.
about it, we'll bring it up at the next meeting, but that's just food for thought. It would help my schedule better if we could do second and fourth. You get Thanksgiving off. Just think about it. And we can
I'll add it back on.
Any other discussion in there? All right, council remarks. Let's start with you tonight.
The fire company is looking for public donations for water, so that when they go out on fire calls during the people can stay hydrated. You can get 40 bottles of Walmart brand water. You can get a pallet of 48 of them for $252. If anybody or any business wants to donate and get a write-off to the fire company, Walmart will say half a pallet of water for $252 when you donate it to the fire company.
Can't hear you. Haven't heard a word.
Fire company's looking for water. Donating water for their members to stay hydrated in the heat. And water's easier to do than Gatorade. Gatorade has an expiration date, so they just prefer water. Walmart has a 40-pack on sale. They call it a case. But you can buy a half a pallet of that 40-pack, which is 48 40-packs for $252. So if any business or anybody's looking for a write-off to donate to the fire company, $250 donation will get the fire department 48 cases of water. So just food for thought. They're pushing it out on social media and all over, but every fire
They
department
can
is.
come fill up from my hose. I only use about 3 pounds of water.
I use less than that. I'm starting to think about watering my grass instead of letting it turn around.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I don't have anything.
I just had one question. I noticed that the containers are still down at the end there. How's that going?
So that is, I don't know if you want to respond to that. Right now, we've narrowed down that it belongs to the railroad company, and the land does. And trying to figure out who owns the actual containers. We kind of think we know. They've reached out, I've reached out, and they're going to end up hiring a company to come move them, and then they'll just have to charge the person that owns the railroad.
Okay.
But it's a little bit of a process because it's working with the state of Maryland.
Okay.
All right, I don't have any additional comments. So at this time, the Mayor and Council would like to enter into a closed session pursuant to Maryland General Provisions Article 305B1 to discuss personnel matters and 305B7 to consult with legal counsel regarding legal issues related to personnel matters. Need a motion?
Make a motion to close closed session.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we can go into closed session at 6.
Yeah.
I think
I got here a little late. Can I talk?